turn the page. That page is over with. This is a new page now. But I'm not going to tell you there can't be a fire that don't burn in your belly for what you've been through, for what you men have seen, what we haven't done. Because if you don't have that fire, can't much else change. Everybody understand that? You got to have a determination and a fire in your belly to go get this thing done. Because it's going to take some unflinching resolve to do it. We need men that are ready to fight and ready to get this thing done. We can't turn the page without first going back and understanding what it took to get there. The blood, sweat, and tears that's been in this room before, and what it's going to take to get on the other side. It's going to be some work. You men ready to go? Sir. We got some work to do.
Not acceptable!
Training camp this year has been wonderful. It's always a time during the year where it's probably our best period for player development.
This is not college. You're not on scholarship.
Really get some very good evaluation film to really just check the progress of our roster. You and the staff have put together a very physical camp, so it's been a very productive 2.5, 3 weeks so far, and we've been pleased with what we've seen.
It's been great. I mean, it's been exciting, a lot of great energy out there, a lot of young guys who are eager to get back from last year's team, our veterans coming back as well, and then certainly an exciting rookie class. Being able to add Greg to the staff and really match up with Hugh's intensity on the defensive side allowed us to have some intense practices and getting our team a lot better as we roll into week 1.
Get up! Bam, bam, bam! Now you gotta make that play, corner. Nobody's blocking you.
A year ago we were all just still coming together and hadn't had sort of a full year before that, to get ready for it, or even really a full off season. This year we had the full off season, the draft that everyone felt great about, really good work through the course of the spring, and then get to arrive in training camp this year. I think with everybody, margins for error are just really slim because everybody is so competitive and everybody's looking for that edge, all the time. And it's been exciting to watch.
I think it's gone pretty well. We're just trying to get really consistent in what we do, so I feel like we're coming together as a group.
We knew that they would take time to develop their skills to be able to be competitive on this level.
I see competition at almost every position on our football team. There are some guys who are returning players who, if they can continue to do what they're supposed to do, are going to play really well for us. But they also know that there's some guys who are younger guys who are barking up the tree and want their jobs. And so it's making those guys compete even harder. And so that's what you're trying to create here. You want to create a work environment of competition and understanding what we're trying to accomplish here, which is, at the end of the day, winning.
So this week I got to come to London to kind of promote the NFL playing here in London.
Well, let me get a picture with the big one.
So this week I got to come to London to kind of promote the NFL playing here in London, and we were here with the other 7 teams, so 8 of us total, and got to see how big the stadium is, how far the fans are away. It's been kind of cool. We've experienced a lot of different things, and my nanny, who's my grandma on my mom's side, we call her Nanny though, is from Banbury, which is kind of close to London. It's like about an hour train ride, but she said she had some family out here that I hadn't met, and a couple that I had. So coming over here, I thought it would be a good time to, maybe visit them or talk to them for a little bit. And we kind of had a little slim window there, so we actually got to go to a pub that was around from the 1500s with them. And to be over here, it kind of was just like a piece of our family history that I got to experience.
Welcome to the UK. I believe it's your first trip over here. What have you made of it?
Yeah, it is. We got in Saturday, and it's really an awesome place. And the people here, the history of the buildings, and just kind of everything about it. There's just a unique charm to it, and we've really enjoyed our time here. We've just been around kids that love the game, adults that love the game, fans.
I know it. I knew, as soon as I heard the name Joe, I thought, is this going to be?
How's it going?
Yeah, not too bad.
Joel,
wow.
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, I'm down.
But I think what we've done this week is really promoted the NFL and showed them why it's such a good time and why people in America love this sport. The main thing is have fun and win. We got to kind of do like a mock combine for some of the media members and stuff, and we met a guy, Bayo, who's supposedly the world's strongest soccer player here.
How you doing, buddy? Cool. Quick question, because I was sitting there.
Yeah.
How old are you?
25.
Oh, no, you said this, man. I'm 10 years older than you, and you hurt to whoa, Mom, let me get a picture with the big one, man.
He's pretty impressive. He doesn't look like a soccer player by any means.
I'm the quarterback.
Yep. You're the quarterback. So we got...
No, where am I standing if I'm
Behind me.
Knew that.
Yep.
Yeah,
He wants the ball.
I want the ball.
Give him the ball,
I
man.
don't want to run nowhere. Somebody like you, I'd be trying to pin you, and then like, use your body weight.
So that night, we ended up going to a UK NFL fan forum, and we spoke in front of maybe 500 fans. They all had their own NFL jerseys. We had some Cleveland supporters, which was really cool to see. And it was good. I mean, I was shocked again by the knowledge of the fans. They kind of asked some pretty tricky questions, but I think it was a cool way to interact with the fans and something that will get a better fan base growing here. Oh my God.
Let's be honest, it's an absolute horror show.
So we ended up going to this thing called the Summer Bowl, which, I mean, the thousands of kids were out there playing flag football. Got it! So we went out and we were getting them fired up. We were teaching them some chants. Ready? Yeah. Here we go, Brownies! Here we go! Here we go, Brownies! Here we go! It was such a cool experience. You know, I kind of walked out there and I'm like, how competitive is this going to be? And you didn't really know. I went in for lunch and I came back out and I think I heard a bunch of yelling and stuff. And they're really playing American football. I mean, they knew what they were doing, and most of these kids only been playing for a few weeks. Today we kind of came out here and we had a little mock soccer game, and they threw the ref jersey on me because I was too good to probably actually be a player for it. Good match. Good match.
Nah.
Throwing a flag on him. Good match.
Red dot. Red dot. Let's go.
Oh my gosh! It's kind of cool to be out here. You get misconceptions or perceptions of players that you don't know against. You know, I've blocked Brandon Williams probably 300 times in my career already, and just seeing that he's such a, you know, joking guy and stuff like that, it gives you kind of a different perspective. After this week here in London, I've really learned that there's a fan base here. They're excited for us to come. It's such a historic place, and I think it's one of those things that as players we're going to be able to be like, hey, we played London. Hopefully we won a game in London. It's going to be a cool thing to talk about for years to come, and I think the NFL is doing a really good job over here, and we're kind of all just one family that wants the NFL to be successful.
I got to outwork everybody. I got to be the hardest worker in the room. I got to do everything possible because that only gives you a chance.
Ogunjobi is one of our young defensive linemen that we drafted. We feel like he's very talented. You know, it's very raw. You know, it's like a new piece of clay, and we're just trying to mold him into something special. And I think if we can continue to work with him, because he wants to work. You know, he's not a guy that shies away from hard work. I think he's going to be a really good player here in the future.
20 hours.
Ask me to Larry Ogunjobi, please. Larry, how you doing, man? Bobby Vega with the Cleveland Browns.
I'm good.
So with the 65th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns and the Dog Pound select Larry Ogunjobi, D-tackle, Charlotte.
When I first got to high school, like I wasn't playing football, so I used to go to the games and I used to watch, you know, the varsity players. I was going into my sophomore year of high school, and I was getting really fat. And, you know, I was playing a lot of video games, and my mom and my dad ended up taking away my game system. They said, "You're killing yourself, you're eating too much, you gotta do something." So they got me a coach, his name was Robert Mitchell, and he was like, "You're gonna play football." I kind of gave him a look like, "No, I'm not." And he was like, "Yes, you are." I'm like, "No, I'm not. Like, I'm not playing football. Like, that wasn't part of the deal. The deal was, you're gonna help me lose weight, and, you know, I'm gonna be fit, and I'm gonna, you know, live the rest of my life." He got the permission slip. He took it to my mom. My mom literally signed the paper before it hit her hands. So I was on the football field that Saturday.
The first time we met Larry, it was summer practice. He came to the upper field, and he couldn't get in a stance. We tried. He couldn't get in and out of his stance, so he played nose guard in a 2-point stance.
Like this? No, he was like this. Could not put his head on the ground.
But he did have good hands. And by the end of the year, he was our most improved player.
Like I said 1,000 times before, it may seem like a small award, but it was the first time in my life where I felt like I earned something that I really worked for. And it kind of set everything into play as far as just my career and what I wanted to do. So, you know, I saw guys getting, you know, recruited, and colleges would come in, and I didn't really know anything about the recruiting process. So I asked my coach one day, what do I have to do to, you know, be in that position? I want to be great, I want to be good. Like, I want to go out there and I want to show what I got to do. And he's like, you got to get faster, you got to get stronger, and you got to perfect your technique.
You know, he got in that weight room and pushed it. I think the biggest impact he made was what he did away from us. Because we didn't know he was going to the gym after practice, and we had no idea about all the other stuff he was doing to try to better himself.
So we got him a couple years in. He lost all the weight. Looks like he kind of does now. His father said, "Coach, you done a good job with him."
I'm proud of you, man.
When it came to recruiting as a whole, I didn't know anything about the process. I didn't know you were supposed to go out of camps and show people. I was just really just under the radar, like nobody knew about me. So Charlotte, you know, brand new program, brand new school team, all that kind of stuff. You know, they're the first team, school to offer me, and only took one official visit. I just fell in love with it.
The orange stuff on, bro.
How you doing?
Buddy, I'm good. You?
Good. This is where it all started. It's good to be back, even if it's just for a day.
Coaching Larry was extremely easy because he would do exactly what I told him to do and how I told him to do it. And I didn't have to baby him to get the job done. When I first met him when he was a freshman, he had zero clue that he was dominating the football game.
You know, if you didn't know Larry's story, obviously being a young man in high school that was overweight, I didn't know the story, and when I heard it, I walked immediately out into the hallway and looked at the picture out there, and I started laughing, because from the first year that he was here, if you look at that picture to the last picture when he left, it doesn't look like the same kid. And obviously that's through his hard work and what he did each and every day.
That's really what led us defensively and led that group in the D-line, was how hard he worked, and that brought a lot of guys along with him, and they saw that every day. Like, Larry was obviously, if not the best player we had, one of the top 2 or 3, and when your best player is your hardest working player, that goes a long way for your whole team. You know, it's our first pick, so it's been a lot of firsts for us, but it being Larry was really, really, really cool for me because of who he is and where he comes from and how hard he's worked, and for it to be him and for us to put him on the wall upstairs as our first draft pick in school history, like, it just, it's gonna go a long way for us, and we're gonna push Cleveland out there a lot. We're gonna push Larry out there a lot, that's for sure. A lot of Cleveland Browns fans now in the building, so he's really special to us.
I've watched my dad, you know, work 16-hour shifts back to back. I've watched my mom quit her job to take care of me when I was a kid, and I just want to make sure I can repay them in the best way possible. So I got to outwork everybody. I got to be the hardest worker in the room. I got to do everything possible, because that only gives you a chance. It doesn't guarantee you anything. So it only gives you a chance, and, you know, I felt as though the only person who's going to stop you from doing what you want to do is you. And I told myself, if I'm good enough to play, they'll come find me. And you guys did.
Where's my man Kirko? Come break this group.
Let's go, Kirko!
The reason why I love fighter training is because I'm not doing the usual thing that everybody else is doing. I'm kind of doing something different. I'm here in San Diego because I come out here to train during the off-season. Every off-season with my boy Micah. Me and Micah, you know, we was good friends in college, but man, we had so many funny stories of us being on the field. Man, come on, man, come messing up the handshake, bro. You know what I'm saying? My first time being here by myself was a rookie off-season. Fell in love with it, so that's what brings me out here. So today, I'm gonna take y'all to the gym called Victory. Basically, it's a boxing gym, MMA gym, and I like to go out there to train a little different than just football. I started doing the little MMA training last off-season, and definitely had a good time. I think that's just where it started, and this is the gym right here. The reason why I love fighter training is because it works the little muscles that you don't work playing football. And I feel like that put me to an advantage because I'm not doing the usual thing that everybody else is doing. I'm kind of doing something different that can put me on edge or give me a step closer to making a play that most guys are not capable of making, you know, just because you're working certain muscles. So that's the reason why I do this type of training. First workout I did, the next day I was like, I'm sore in different spots that I'm usually not sore in. And, you know, for me, that was a positive because I was, you know, in football, I wasn't really working those muscles. And now, you know, being sore in those different places, I'm like, you know what? I think I need to get better in this area. I think I need to work out these muscles more. So just having the season that I had, I'm like, okay, if I had a breakout season or, you know, I had a good season individually, then I may need to try to do the same routine that I did. So me coming back my second year of doing this type of training, you know, I just think it helps me out. Last year was my first time being able to, you know, start a full season. It was a knock on me coming to the year, like, I don't know if he can, you know, stop the run. I don't know if he's big enough. He should just come in on past situations, because I did struggle with the run in my first 2 years. And when I found out, like, you know, that was kind of my knock on me, you know, he's not big enough, he can't stop the run, this and that. You know, I was telling myself, well, this upcoming year, my third year, you know, I don't want to be that guy. So I'm gonna prove to certain people, I'm gonna prove to everybody that I can, you know, stop the run, I can be the all-over linebacker. And that's just what I did, man, I just grinded. I'm still making strides, like I'm not the player I want to be yet. You know, I'm still learning, I'm only going to year 4, so I still have a ton of football ahead of me, so that's just gonna keep pushing me to become the best player I can become. That's just really my work ethic, is just going into somewhere, just always trying to prove somebody wrong, or, you know, just prove a point. And that's what really like drives me and, you know, make me into the player I am.
Lock him up, Strip. We're playing!
So Greg Williams, I call him G-Dubs. He's like a big ball of energy, man. And he, like, everybody in the room just knows like how passionate he is about the game. And he brings out the best of you, but he's gonna be fair with everyone. And that's something that you can respect. It's like a rookie come in and look at me like, oh, well, how am I supposed to compete when, you know, he's been here, he's got paid and this and that. It's like, no, like, you have the same equal opportunity. You don't ever feel like you're at a disadvantage. You're like, man, I need to work my butt off because Greg is gonna put the best player on the field. Hugh Jackson, like, he's a coach that you want to play for. I'm all for Hugh. You know, I'll go to battle with Hugh any day. And with the season that we had last year, you can just tell that he was extremely upset about how the season was going, but he stayed the same person. You know, he stayed the same Hugh from when I first met him to the end of the season. And, you know, when you have a coach like that, you can respect it and it make you want to go out there and play even harder and, you know, win ball games for him, because, you know, he always come in the facility, man, with a smile on his face, you know, and I knew that he was coming back. I'm like, I'm signing. You know, I'm staying in Cleveland, you know. I respect Hugh and I respect Greg Williams and, you know, Jimmy and D. Haslam, you know, I respect those people.
Where's my man Kirko? Come break this group.
Let's go, Kirko!
Family on 3. 1, 2, 3. Family!
It's a different feel when you get to your second contract, because you're like, okay, it's a smaller percentage of guys getting their second contract than it is of guys actually getting drafted to go to the league. So it's just a different feeling. And I just put everything with my agent. I said, you know what, I don't want to worry about contract things. I don't worry about none of that. I just want to play football, and I just want to work hard. And I'm trying to make something special happen this season.
Hey man, let's take care of each other. Let's compete now. Let's compete. Let's go to win.
When my agent called me and he told me the news, I just remember I was like, man, like I'm 24 years old, about to sign my second contract. It's very rare that a person can get to a contract that early. I was in year 3, the end of year 3, being a 1-year starter. It just goes to show you that the Browns have a lot of faith in me. And I told them, I was like, I don't want it to get released out into the press until I call my mom. So then when I called my mom, I just remember she was just yelling in my ear to where I had to like draw back the phone like this. And she was just like, oh, I'm so proud of you, blah, blah, blah. And she was getting emotional and things like that. And I just remember just like man, it's a great feeling. Obviously my family is like so proud of me and things like that, but I was so speechless. And I was a little bit emotional, a little bit just cause everything with my mom, my dad, things like that. It just really wanted to make me like work even harder. And I immediately thought like, man, I just want to continue to take care of my mom, take care of my family. I'm really in a position to do that. And it's still somewhat surreal. I just can't thank the Browns enough for, just giving me the opportunity to continue to showcase my talent. It's just a dream come true.
As a player, you get to 9 years, you just appreciate being there, playing football, getting a chance to get better every day.